Okay, so good evening, everybody. This is Marie Fallaw. It is October 6th. Gosh, closer and closer to Christmas we come. So excited that you're all here. We are doing some amazing training tonight that is going to help you in any business that you're working in. This is a kind of like a prelim for the ultimate sales training that we have coming up. A lot of you are here because of the sales training, and we decided to go ahead and put some information in front of you so that while we're going through the sales training week to week, you know, this is advanced sales training, how to master the art of sales. So it doesn't matter what company that you're in or what platform you work with, now or ever. Once you get this skill set down, you're going to have it for life. This is the skill set that took me to little over $500,000 in my first year working in insurance and investment sales. So I'm going to teach it to you. This type of training, you'd have to go to seminars and spend a lot of money and time investing to learn everything I'm going to share with you over the next couple weeks. And I think we're going to do it over the next about 3 to 4 weeks. I was looking at the time frame and kind of narrowing that down because I know we want to get it done as quickly as possible. But this is going to be epic, okay? And those of you who struggle with not knowing what to say to people or even how to approach people and how to take people from the beginning to the end and as one of your new team members and so much more, you're finally going to be able to understand how to do that. Companies do offer trainings, but they don't offer this type. They teach you trainings on their products and things like that. So I do want to say that everyone that we're going to start next Tuesday on the official first sales training. Everyone who participates on every single session, everyone who participates in the things that you're asked to do along the way will receive a sales training certificate, a professional certificate that you have completed sales training in how to master the art of sales. So that's something exciting. That's something I want you to put in a photo album, not a photo album, I'm sorry. Don't you dare do that. In a frame, a photo frame. And I want you to put it in your office. You can take a picture of it and put it on your page, and people will see you as a successful person, and you'll be able to look at that and just be so proud of yourself. Now, we do that because we want you to have it, but I hope that everyone heard me very carefully. You must attend every training. Unless there is some life or death emergency, which I understand does happen, you have to commit to every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, just like we did tonight. So not everyone will, unfortunately. I wish all of you on this call will, but those of you who do, it's going to be great. You're going to be rewarded. You're going to not only have a beautiful certificate, but you're going to be able to finally achieve the goals that you may have tried 5 different companies trying to do. But until you learn the art of selling and the art of talking to people and the emotion and different things involved, the objections, how to overcome them before they ever come up, you'll never succeed. So I'm so excited. We're going to definitely launch the very first one. Make sure if you have people, a lot of you have been adding people to the sales training chat. Make sure they have gone to, make sure you're sending them the link to the Team Millionaire group so they can join it. And by next Tuesday, the 20th, okay, they've got, no, I'm sorry, I think that's too far away. Next Tuesday, the 12th, I'm sorry, the 13th, last one. Next Tuesday, the 13th, everyone needs to have their PDF printed out. Where is the chat, Jillian? It is in the Team Millionaire group. So you'll see it whenever I share my screen in a few minutes, and you can see it, and you can go to Facebook and request to join it after we're finished, because y'all will be so busy taking notes that you will not have time to hop over and get on Facebook. Okay, so very exciting. Let me tell you the things that are required to receive this certificate. Okay, Keisha, the PDF is in the training files of Team Millionaire. You just have to download it. For sales training. I just want one person real quickly. Let me see who I want. I know some people were talking about this earlier. Unmute your line. I just need one person that was talking to someone today about how to go to Office Depot and print because they didn't have a printer at home or they didn't have something. Who was that? I know Kim needed help with it, but who was it that was helping her?
Hi, Marie. It was me.
Hey, of course it was. Hi.
Hi. So they have a counter there that, well, mine does, where they have like a computer that you can get on for free, and you can pull up your Gmail account, and you can actually pull up, log in, pull up your account, and you can just click and print the document, and you just pay for the however many pages you're printing. They don't charge you to use the computer, I don't believe. If they do, it's very minimal, but I don't recall them charging to use the computer.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I remember seeing that. I just wanted people to hear it from you. You can go, whether it's Office Depot, whether it's your library, you have to download the PDF, but you can go and log in on your own account. Okay. So whether you need to,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Also, FedEx Kinko, you can actually, they have an email address that you email your document to. You go to the location, they have a little kiosk where you just go and pull up the email and put in the code, and it prints your document that way also. So someone at the counter can help you with that. Super easy to do that one as well.
yeah, sounds good. Angeline says she loves Kinko as well. So just because you don't have a computer at home, or if you work at your job, I'm sure your boss wouldn't mind you printing something so that you don't have to work for him anymore. But if you have access, some of you can print it from your work without a problem. I don't want anybody being dishonest, but if not, there are ways to get it printed. Everyone has until Tuesday. And I want you to write this down because this is what has to be completed by next Tuesday. And remember, I'm not going to ask any more from you than I would ask for myself. I want to start out by saying that. I ask a lot from myself, so get ready. But I understand that this is something new to almost all of you, okay? But I also understand that if me teaching you things, but not asking you to step outside of your comfort zone, is not going to really help you a lot, because you can learn a lot and educate yourself and read and listen and go over notes and all of that. That's great. But at the end of the day, if you aren't taking action to start implementing new things into your life, things that you're not used to doing, things that are going to, I know that are going to advance you because of the education that you get through the sales training is going to advance you. Once we're finished, you're going to be ready to rock and roll in certain areas. So these are the two things that I'd like for you to have done by next Tuesday. Okay. And there'll be different ones as we move along. I'm not going to throw anything at you too quickly. The first one is a vision board. If you have an updated vision board that you love, you can use that one. Otherwise, get a vision board. Your vision board is, for those of you who do not know, it's a vision, but it's written down. It's in photos. It's in short-term goals. It's in long-term goals. It is, I like to even write the date that I expect to achieve this. Like retiring my father is January 1st, 2021. Buying my daughter her new car as soon as she finishes graduating is, I guess, August maybe. But for those of you who do not have a vision board, get a poster board. I like white. You can do whatever you want. Get creative. You can use magazines. You can print your most beautiful car off. You can print a picture of your home. I get so creative with mine. I have found my dream home or my dream kitchen, and my dream bedroom, my dream backyard, different things that are really important to me in a home. But just get creative with it, things that you want for your children, vacations, your visions, even if they're not, I don't want just short-term visions, I want long-term visions, okay? That $1 million home that you want to move into, that's a vision. Some are short and some are long, okay? Now, for those of you who do not want, I don't know how people feel about sharing them here. So what you'll do is either share, I'm trying to decide. Do me a favor, everybody, type in the chat a 222, 3, I'm sorry, let's just do 333. If you are not comfortable sharing a picture of your vision board with our sales team, sales training team. Jenna said, oh, never mind. So we would share it here on training. And it's okay if you don't, but 333 right now if you don't want to have to share it. Okay, so anyone that does not want to share needs to have it sent to me in a private, you know, my private Facebook chat. You need to have it sent to me by Monday or by Tuesday morning, okay? That's Tuesday the 13th. The next step is I want you to do a how-to video that's 1 to 2 minutes long. Reason I said I was going to talk about Bruce. Bruce has been working with me for a while, and he has been in training and done a lot of great things. His how-to video was about how to cook a steak and make sure that cook it correctly based on the temperature. Rare, medium, y'all crazy people that like well done steaks. I love medium rare. And he used his fingers. There was a way that he could he would just show his fingers. It was really neat. But I don't care what it's about. It can be a how-to video on how to hang up a picture with a hammer and a nail. I'm looking around my home right now. Probably not the best thing. I'm in my formal dining room. But it can be a how-to video on how to make a cup of coffee or a pot of coffee, okay? A how-to video on whatever you want to tell me about, okay? Now, you need to practice the video. So while y'all are writing this down, you're going to, you don't want to send a video and do a video or even be content and happy with a video unless it's done right. So there's things that you're going to have to do. Number one, you're going to have to write out the order that you're going to end up doing your video, right? We're going to make this as if it's going to win you the Nobel Prize, okay? So the first thing is going to be, you got to get your notes together, right? Am I going to tell her how to make a pot of coffee and start by telling her to turn the coffee pot on first, or am I going to tell her to get her coffee out, okay? So in order, and make sure that you have that, okay? Then you have to work on your voice tone. There's a lot of psychology that goes into me having you do this, so I promise it is for your benefit. This is going to take you to the next level of speaking that you want to be. And the level after that, don't ever be content with the level that you're in. But this is a baby step towards that. So you will also put in that recording and make sure that your voice speaks not just monotone the entire time. Like, you don't want to tell me how to cook a coffee and then you put it in the water, and if you'll pour it in here. I want you to act like making coffee is the most exciting thing ever, and I want you to get excited with your voice, okay? Use some passion and some excitement. And that's really about it. You do not have to be on camera if you don't want to be, and you can if you want to be. So that part's up to you, but you'll take your phone and simply go to your camera area and press record, and you'll do this video, all right? It doesn't need to be too long. What we'll do after that is I want you to have those ready by Monday, finish them up by Monday, And then we will, I don't know how comfortable people are going to be sharing their videos. Why don't we do it again? Do a 3-3-3 if you do not want to share your video, because if not, then it'll come to me. Jaleesa, I want you on I don't know if I am answering this correct, but I want you on, I agree, Adriana. Let's make this a family. Let's all share. You know, I want to tell you something. If you step outside of your comfort zone and you you be vulnerable to a small group, let me tell you something. It is going to change, even though it's just a small group of people. Every single one of the people in this group are probably like, oh, goodness. Some of you may have a little bit more advanced skills, but sharing something with people that you don't know and maybe feeling judged, we all feel those feelings. But this group is not going to be like that. This group is full of people who want to be champions, no one's going to give you constructive criticism. We're just going to watch it and we're going to tell you how great it is. You need involvement. This is going to be a very involved coaching class where we won't be muting our lines all the time and we'll be giving feedback. And, you know, so I think that we'll give positive criticism if you want it, but I think that this is going to be really good for you. So I hope that, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just agree to share them? And then if you don't want to, then that's okay. All right. How do we share here on Zoom? I was just thinking about that, but I believe there is a place at the bottom. Somebody that is familiar with Zoom, I need to get moving on this training. Why don't we, I think there's a place at the bottom, the little three little clicks that you can't, I'm sorry, three little dots where you can upload something. If not, then you'll just send it to me and I'll share my screen and we'll do them that way. Do we share in the cat group? Oh, you're talking about the chat group? No, let's we might do that.
Hey, I'm familiar with how to do it, Maria. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, thank you.
Click file on the chat tab where we're at right now, where everybody's typing. You see file and it looks like a folded piece of paper.
At the top or the bottom? At
the bottom. So right next to where those little three dots are, right next to it should be a file. It says file with what looks like a folded piece of paper. That's a way that you can upload it.
Yeah, okay. So, and I don't think 2 to 3 minutes would be too long for here, do you?
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay, so I know y'all aren't going to take a lot of time. You're going to have your notes and you're going to be structured and know exactly what you're going to say. And if you need to edit it a little bit to keep it under 3 minutes, then do that. Okay. All right. That sounds awesome. So does everyone see that? Do a 777 if you see at the bottom of your screen of the chat box, the file. And okay, if anyone doesn't.
I do not see it.
Okay. Adriana, will you take a photo of it and just post it here?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so I'll let you know for sure. I think, no, we're just going to do that. Everyone save it to your phone, and that's how we're going to do it, okay? If you're on your phone, I don't know if you can see it the same way. But also at the very bottom of your chat, where it says who you want to send it to, if you don't have it that click to everyone, because mine had someone sending me a message privately. So click on where it says who you want to send something to. If it doesn't say everyone, change it to everyone, and then the file part pops up. And then Adriana, if you have advice on how to do it on a phone, Tammy, you need to be on a, are you going to be able to be on a computer next week? Goodness.
She's probably at her aunt's house.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Adriana's on it. Y'all be looking for a message from her. if she'll send a picture of what it looks like on a computer and what it looks like on a phone. All right, guys, we got to get going. Y'all got your notes ready? Here we go. All right, first of all, I wanted to just go over some positive things that you need to know. We're going to be moving and shaking, and I know everyone's trying to figure out where this file thing is. We will make sure before we get off this call that everyone knows so that y'all can focus on me right now and on your notes, okay? I want you to write one of the books that I love the most, and every single person that completes this course will receive a book from me. It's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of the most successful books out there in the world, not just in your business life, but in your personal, in your every area of your life. Okay, so not just a sales certificate, but everyone who completes each course is going to receive these 7 habits of highly effective people. So I want to tell you those 7 habits because I want you to be thinking of them as we're going through training. The first one is sharpen the saw. Okay, 7 habits of highly effective people. Sharpen the saw, S-A-W. Basically, you've got to keep your mind sharp. Always be learning, always be getting on Zooms and trainings and reading new books and getting knowledge, listening to motivation, listening and doing your affirmations. Keep your brain sharp, okay? Sharpen the saw. Be proactive. Always have to be proactive. In every area of our life, we have to be proactive. As soon as we sit back on the side of the curb and on the side of the stand and say, I think I'm just going to watch, everything in our life changes. So always be proactive. Next one is begin with an end in mind. Yeah, if you want to write it out, that would be great, Krista. So sharpen the saw, be proactive, begin with an end in mind, E-N-D, which means when you start, you need to know where you want to go. It might just be where you want to go in the next 90 days at first, because short-term goals versus long-term goals is very, very important, okay? So start with an end in mind. Doesn't mean it has to be the end for good, but have your short-term goals, okay? Without them, and that's what a vision board does. It takes that out of your mind and puts it on paper, and then I want you hanging that in your office, and I want you looking at it every single day and just reflecting, okay? Second one, Krista, was be proactive, but you can put that as number 3. All right, next one is put first things first. We have to learn to prioritize our life. Number 4, put first things first. So many of us are procrastinators. I am famous for being a procrastinator. But if you do not understand that you must put first things first, if you decide I really want to catch my show on TV tonight, even though I need to be on training, that's called putting first things first. If you want to change your life, and there are millions of people that have, because of COVID, the reason I say millions is because I know about 600,000 of them that joined a platform during COVID. So I'm saying millions of people all around the world are now engaged in working online opportunities. Now is the time. I hate that COVID had to happen, but one thing it should teach you is that you've got to create your own economy. You cannot depend on your job or the government. But also, it opened the eyes to so many people that would have never looked at working at home. People that will now be firing their boss, okay? And not having to have their job. So put first things first, be your best, and know that now is the time. Now is, and I've been in this 10 years. So I've never said now is the time that the whole world basically is learning about how to work online. When we first had COVID, when it first started and things, within a week or two, the government said, go find a way to make money from home online, okay? Krista, honey, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If you don't put it in order, in the number order, it's fine. Sharpen the saw, be proactive, begin with an end in mind, and put first things first, okay? Don't let yourself get away with sleeping in early. Don't let yourself get away with staying up too late. Work hard and be your best. The next one is think with a win-win mindset. Your thoughts are the most powerful first thing in the morning. Experts will tell you what you put in your mind the first 10 minutes of your morning will probably dictate the rest of your day. I say probably. It can and it will, but I choose not to let it, because what if I wake up and have an argument with my child or your spouse? My child does not live with me, but I'm giving examples. What if your child won't get out of bed and they drive you crazy, and you're running late and you're trying to get them on the bus or take them to school, or your spouse woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and darn it, getting tired of them having that attitude. But what you put in your mind, we have to learn, first of all, we have to learn to overcome all that, okay? You have to learn as a person, if you ever want to reach levels of success that you dream of, and I try to teach my daughter this. It's kind of a constant teaching. She's 24. She is a very independent person, but she's really good at wanting to be the best she can be. So she had a problem. She needs an ultrasound in the morning. And we are going to go do that at the hospital in the morning. But she was frustrated with this doctor's office because they didn't even say, well, this is what's going on with your thyroid, so we've called in some medication for you. They just called and said, hey, can you do a ultrasound on your thyroid at 8 a.m. tomorrow? So anyway, she was just like, Mother, because she's a nurse. So she's like, Mother, just patient care is just going out the door. And I let her rant for a minute. And I said, honey, I understand. I would be frustrated too, because you always have to emphasize with the person, be empathetic to the person that's upset. Trust me, especially with your kids, y'all know. Because if I just said, honey, I understand, but it's time to move on and get over it. No, I know that from Tom Hopkins. You don't talk to people like that. I know that from working with people over the years. So I sympathize with her for just a minute, but I remind her, I said, honey, you got a lot going on. You got some studying to do. I'm sorry that happened. I know it's frustrating. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. Make sure they communicate with you better. But now you're going to put that out of your mind, go back to your happy, positive self. You just left the gym, you're feeling good, and you're going to go study. So you have to do that to yourself. I'm not going to be there. Your mom isn't going to be there. Your best friend isn't going to be there. You're not always going to have someone there that you can vent to, and then they may vent right back to you. Okay? So making sure that your mindset is positive all throughout the day is one of the hardest challenges. But if you know how to do it, it can become a simple challenge. Okay? My recommendation is put positivity in your mind all throughout the day. I start with motivation. I start with my gratitude journal. I start with my devotion. I listen to Joel Osteen in the morning. I listen to motivational speaking on YouTube. Y'all see some of the ones that I post. You don't know where to find motivational clips that are really, really amazing, then go to YouTube and type in mindset motivation for mindset. There's tons and tons of resources out there. Les Brown is amazing. Tony Robbins is good. Eric Thomas has become one of my favorite. All right, so you have to keep your mind positive. You can have 10 people left for the day that you've got to reach out to, or 10 other activities that you've got to get done on your to-do list. And if you have a fight with your spouse in the afternoon, you cannot let that control the rest of your day. And if you allow it to control your mind, it will control the success that you're going to have for that day. When you realize that you have to be in such delicate control of your mindset, you won't allow certain things to even take place. There's certain Angeline, you're so funny. Thank God I don't have a spouse anymore. But guys, listen, there's certain things where you just have to learn. Number one is to put some boundaries down and say, well, I'm in the middle of working right now. You know, a lot of people don't think we work because we work from home. But we'll have to have this conversation a little bit later. Okay. And it's all about choices. Am I going to dive into this right now, or are we going to talk about it later? What's my priority? What do I know I have to do to keep my mind healthy? I can't do this right now. My friend is having a rough day, needs me to talk to him. Okay, he's asking you to talk to him at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's okay to say, buddy, I got some business that I got to finish handling, or honey, or whatever, girls, guys. But I'll be available at this time. Okay? So think with a win-win mindset. Your mindset must stay positive. The next one is seek first to understand. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. That is so powerful, and Tom Hopkins is going to teach us that. You've got to understand other people before you try to be understood yourself. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. If you are not listening to your prospects and hearing everything and understanding what their needs are, they will tell you if you know how to ask them. And that's what we're going to learn. And then you're going to come back and you're going to be understood by those prospects, because you're going to offer solutions and ways that you can help them. And once you realize just how simple this is to learn and master, you're going to be like, wow. But I mean, it makes complete sense. All right. Last one is synergize. 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 Basically, two heads are better than one. Reach out to have someone that you work with. Have an accountability partner that you do. And let's not forget affirmations. I'm sorry. Somebody put affirmations. Yes, affirmations. Affirmations. Affirmations are simply speaking out loud what you want to happen as if it's already happened. If you have not watched The Secret, it's available on Netflix. The Secret will change your life. The Secret took Oprah Winfrey. I looked online, I was doing something, and on Google, you know how they pop up other suggestions. Oprah Winfrey is the wealthiest female in the world. Y'all probably knew that, but there was three men right around the same wealth as her, but she is the #1 female. The Secret will help you understand how the laws of attraction, how your mindset, how your words, so that means your affirmations, when you're speaking things, money is coming to me freely, leaders are joining my team, leaders are filling up in my legs, I'm earning thousands of dollars a day in my business. Whatever it is, you have everything that you want, you must learn to speak it and then know that it's coming. It's basically, I want to hit this by this date. Okay, it's done because I'm going to do it. There's no other thoughts of, gosh, I wonder if I'm going to do it. Nope, I said I'm doing it. I'm going to write down what I need to do each day to do it, and it's done. This is what's going to happen. If you have not seen The Secret, it will change your life. Listening to The Secret and doing this sales training, you'll be unstoppable. All right, so synergize. Two heads are better than one. Get an accountability partner, okay? And reach out to people on your team. Reach out to people for help. Reach out if you have questions, okay? That is so important. Don't sit around not being successful and not doing anything because you don't know what to do, okay? All right. Next step. That was some motivation for y'all. All right. Next thing is, we were talking the other day, and I've got a lot of feedback from people who want some help with different areas so they can start making money right away, right? How does that sound? But there's certain things that you've got to do before that's ever going to happen. First thing I want to talk to you about is being organized. Don't think that you already know everything about this. Write it down. Being organized. Because I'm going to teach you something that you don't even know about being organized. Things that you need to do and put into place by this weekend. I say this weekend because then it's going to involve your family. Okay? So things that you're going to work on this immediately. Okay? So when it comes to, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. So when it comes to being organized, based on, let me just go over here. We're going to come back to organized in just a second. We're going to go to time management first because that's going to help you understand how to be a little bit more organized. So let's do time management first. So the first one we're going to do is time management. Time management, first of all, if you do not have a calendar, a planner, not just a calendar. I have a calendar on my wall just so I can look up and while I'm in my office and be like, what was today? Maybe I'll put some things on there sometimes. But I have a small planner that I keep in my purse. So if I have to, for example, I have to go take my daughter to the hospital in the morning. So I will take my small little planner with me because I'm going to need to transfer some things from the big one to the small one. Any appointments I have, it always goes on both. Okay. But you need a large planner, an 8x10 planner that has each day 8 a.m. or 7, whatever it is, till 8 p.m. to where every hour you have access, because of your planner, you have access to be able to write down what you need to do throughout the day. I am getting so trying to tell you which planner I always order every year. But I don't, the name's just not popping in my head. But it's a really good one. You can find them at your Office Depot.
I use a Franklin planner.
Yes, Franklin's are amazing. And then there's another one that I use, I just can't remember. But go to Office Depot, go to your office supply store, and look for them. But take the time to look for the ones that have that full day. You can literally open the entire planner up and Monday through Sunday will be there. But instead of having a small box for each day, you've got an entire 8 to 8 schedule. So you can put your night Zooms and trainings, you can put your morning stuff, you can put your everything. But when it comes to time management, let's talk about the most important thing. And this is what I want you to do and sit down with your family by this weekend, because you're going to have to be out of pocket as a mother or out of pocket as a wife or out of pocket as whatever, okay? Let's talk about what you need to do. I helped a lady who was a very busy mother. She had a child who had autism. Her husband, of course, wanted attention. When he came home, he worked, all day, and she would cook and everything for him. And she was just struggling so bad. So in order for you to be able to fill up a schedule and your children to understand what's happening and your spouse to understand what's happening, you have to explain it to them. Those of you who take care of parents or aunts or family members, that's a full-time job. Guess what? This same amazing lady that had 3 kids and an autistic child, she also had a mother and a mother-in-law who had to have care. She had to see him at least every day for an hour or so. So when I tell you that she filled her calendar from the time that she would get up, the time that she has to be finished getting dressed and ready, okay? Get in the shower, get dressed. Okay, I'm ready. I feed the kids, or I cook. Okay, I take the kids to school. Every single, if you sit back and look at your life, you have to have a schedule for it. Some of you don't have kids that are young anymore, like me. Some of you don't have anyone to answer to. And unless there's an emergency, you don't have anyone to take care of. Those of you are probably the ones that definitely need to fill up your calendar even just as much, because you've got so much time that it's easy to say, well, I think I'm gonna do this, or I think I'm gonna do that. My day starts with my exercise. I allow myself 35 minutes because I do 30-minute walk, 5 minutes to get back into the house. I'm very much a stickler. Between this time and this time, I have to be finished. I go straight to the shower. I even time out. I'm sorry, when I get back, I drink my protein shake, take my medication, and then I get in the shower. Every 10 minutes, I have scheduled out, okay? When I'm going to do everything. Now, let me tell you this. This is what you're going to need to do. Those of you who have families, this is what will work for you, okay? You need to sit down. I recommend with the kids and the spouse. You can do it separate if it works better that way. But in order for you to achieve the huge success that you want to in this platform that you're in, you're going to have to work more than you've ever worked, and harder and longer hours than you have ever worked. If you don't want to do that, you don't even need to be on trainings anymore. Not mine, not anybody's. Because the secret to becoming successful is giving 120%. Not 100, 120. A lot of people can give 100%. And that's good, but very few give 120. If you want to live like the 5% of the people in the world, if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to never have to worry about money again and take care of your family and leave a legacy for your children and be able to provide for them and your community and your charity and your churches, and then you have to just give extra. If I told you that if you gave 100% every day, at least 5 days a week, that you could become a millionaire within a year, would you do it? I mean, the reality is that you work a job that you will never get any type of successful status of purchasing a new car for your child when they graduate, retiring a parent, buying your dream home, buying your dream car, giving back to your charity, being able to just give to your family and people in need, and depends on how big your heart is, okay, and what God lays on you to do. But I say this nicely, but your job will never get you there. Most of you if you have a job, you're probably going to be exactly where you're going to be 10 years from now as you are right now, because we're all pretty much older. And I'm not saying we're old, trust me. But my point in that is that it's not going to happen through your job. If you work 8 to 5 and you say, well, gosh, I already work so much, Marie, what more do you want from me? I want you to get up at least an hour and a half to 2 hours earlier in the morning. I want you to work on your lunch break. I want you to come home, get settled, have some dinner, chill for a few minutes, and then I want you to spend another couple hours working. That's the only way. How would you ever quit your job if you do not take the extra time out of your day and work this job, work your online business? I mean, it will never happen. Those of you who have all day have no excuses. All right, so you need to sit down with your spouse. These are things that I teach in my private training. And it takes so much pressure off of whoever, whether it's the husband or the wife, whoever's having to do this. And it's usually the wife, okay? Because women, we take on so much responsibility. With the kids, we're more involved, okay? We do the cooking and everything. So your spouse needs to know that you're going to need extra help. They don't have to understand what you're doing, and you got to remember to always be okay with that. But I was reading something in one of my books that I'm reading. I'm always reading a little bit of different things. And it said, I'm sorry, no, this was something I was reading with Tom Hopkins. When you get involved in something, it is very likely that your family members and your closest friends will be the biggest critics. They're going to tell you that, what are you doing? I mean, give me a 777 if you've got friends and family who don't believe in what you're doing. And they probably kind of think, or they've been negative in some way. They've been like, are you sure you want to do that? I mean, shouldn't you probably go get a job? You know? And I pay them no mind, as Angeline said. You can't. But guess what? It can bother you in the beginning. My mother owns an insurance and successful tax office for about 25 to 27 years. She now just says 20 years because she's getting older. But, you know, it's been since I was, I'll tell you that, we're going on 30 years, actually. Goodness. And her vision for me for a very, very, very long time has been to take over her business when she retires. And of course she's ready. She's always traveling. You know, she's pretty much retired, but I'm the one that got the sales gene, and I'm the one that studied and did really, really well in sales. She can't leave it to my brother or my sister. So her feedback to me a lot of times when I tell her how well I'm doing, or I don't get to talk to her a whole lot about what I do because I work so much and she's always traveling. But when I do, those times where you want to pick up the phone and say, guess what happened today? She tells me that she's so excited, but that God is getting me ready. And you know what she said, what she means when she says that? Because she doesn't say it the whole thing every time, but she said it so much that I know. She says it basically means God's getting you ready to take over my agency. Because we've had a point where I said, Mom, I need you to stop saying that to me. Just don't, if you don't, I mean, I won't bring up my business to her anymore. You know, and that's hard to not be able to talk to your mom about that. That hurt me for a while, but I had to let that go. That's her dream. Her dream was to do insurance and tax office and all of that. And she's done amazingly well. She was the #1 agent in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama, her first year into the business. And she's done amazing things, and I'm so proud of her, but that is not what God has planned for me. And I already know my plan. I know my plan for right now. I know that once I reach one of my biggest goals that's going to come up in the next 6 months, that there's going to be something else that I'm going to work towards, because you always want to God's going to always have new things, new blessings, new things coming your way, and you're just going to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. But if you allow outside people to discourage you, you will struggle. So thank them for their opinion, and then tell them nicely to keep it to themselves. Your spouse, you're going to need extra help from them. That's why reason I went off on that little story is because when you ask your spouse and you talk to your children and you explain what you need and what you need the husband or the wife to step up and start doing, how you're going to need extra help with the children. Maybe the dad starts putting them into the bathtub instead of the mom. It doesn't matter how your home is structured as far as who does what, okay? But typically the mom usually does most of those things. You got to step up, ladies, and if it's the other way in your home, gentlemen, you have to step up, because yes, you can be there I'm not saying that you don't want to be there for bath time. Yes, make sure you're there to read them to them and kiss them goodnight. I'm not telling you to neglect your family. I'm telling you that you only have a certain amount of time, especially if you're working full-time or you have a full-time load of caring for other people or homeschooling kids right now. You have to make the most of your time. Do you have time to cook, or do you need help cooking? Do you need to prepare your meals for the week on Sunday? Do you need to ask your husband to do the dishes and get the kids, you know, ready for their bath, and then you can come in. Let me tell you an amazing way to achieve a lot of this success and make this successful in your household. Okay. Designate family time. Do a vision board with the family. Involve the family in your vision board. Get a vision board for the kids. Let the kids create a vision board. They may do a lot of drawing, and they may not need pictures of different things, but tell them to put what they want for Christmas, a place that they'd like to go to vacation, whether it's Disney World or whatever it is for them. The more involved on the positive side of what is going to happen with your family, your income, your levels of success, and what you can give back to your family, the more they know about that part, the more they're willing to realize, okay, Mom said I cannot come in until 5:30. So even though I really want to tell her something, you know how kids are. They're like, oh, but Mom, it's so important. And it's really not. It's important to them, but y'all know what I mean. You have to have your schedule, your boundaries, but involve the kids. Instead of making it a punishment, honey, I need you to do the dishes for me, okay? Because I've got to spend this hour and put the kids in the bath, I've got to do this. I've got a team member I've got to reach out to and help. Whatever your situation is, you have got to manage your time and put it on a calendar, on your planner. But you got to talk to the people that consume your time first, okay? Have the kids write down a Christmas list where they want to travel, and put everything on the vision boards. It is so important to have vision boards for your kids. You and your spouse do your vision board together, okay? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a vision board, grab your spouse. You know, what do we want to do for each other? What would we like to do for our parents? I mean, there's no limits to what you can do in sales with the right opportunity. So don't let, oh, well, I want to do X, Y, or Z. I'm retiring my father in January 1st, 2021. It's done. So let yourself dream and let your spouse be a part of things with you. Let the kids be a part of things with you, because this is going to be a very emotional time for you. It's going to be a very demanding time. If you're going to go through this sales training, we're going to be learning a lot. You're going to have homework. Okay, this is going to take away an extra hour every night, once a week. Sorry, not every night. On Tuesdays, and maybe even another 45 minutes of reviewing what we went over and kind of putting it back into your memory, okay? Into your mind, and just digesting it again. You're going to need to spend time doing homework, preparing for what you've already learned, but preparing for next week. Can you commit 12 to 15 hours to your day? If you can, then commit to it. Even if you're not doing something, you may have team members that you need to be reaching out to and helping as well. All right, I'm going to share my screen. You say, well, Marie, what am I going to fill up all this time with? And I love it if you say, Marie, I have so much time. Thank you. Please tell me how I can do all this. All right, so we're going to hop over here to the Team Millionaire group. Those of you who are asking me where the group was, and sorry, my computer has been running a little bit slow. And so bear with me. Hey, if you're private messaging me, I can't really answer on chats right now because it's going to take too much time away from the training. But if you'd like to unmute yourself, you can and ask a question. And if not, then get back with me at the end of the call. Just write down whatever it is that you need help with. But if anybody needs to interrupt me, you know, when I pause for a breath, then y'all do that, okay? All right, so this is the Team Millionaire group. You see it right here, okay? So if you're not in it, request to join it. We have some requests over here. When you first come to this group, if you'll click on announcements, this is things that I think are extremely important for you to see, okay? Depending on what company you're in, will depend on what parts of this apply to you, okay? This is one of my favorite affirmations. I use money to better my life and others. I'm a magnet for money. Prosperity is drawn to me. Money comes to me in expected ways, but also unexpected. I welcome an unlimited source of income and wealth in my life. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Wealth constantly flows into my life, and I like to add into my bank account. These are affirmations, and I promise you I was not an affirmation person until I got connected into an opportunity with Dominique, and she is now has just earned a Rolex with the company. Well, a couple years ago, she went out vision hunting, if you want Hey guys, y'all mute your lines for me, please. Somebody's on a phone with some kids. Y'all mute your line for me, please. So anyway, she was out. I encourage you to go get in the car that you want to drive. That's your dream car. Go take it for a test drive. I'm trying to mute this person, guys. Just bear with me. But she went out looking at Rolexes, and now she is with a company that she just won a Rolex with. They're going to personally hand deliver it to her doorstep. How amazing is that? But she knew that that's what she wanted, so she went out and she had looked at things and she affirmed them, that she would have them, that she would receive them, that they would be hers. I'm telling you, the power of the law of attraction, which is what The Secret is all about, is why I encourage you all to watch it, because I promise you that was not an accident that she won a Rolex with a company. You may think, well, that's great. It just ended up being a company bonus. Nope. Not the way, not if you know The Secret, not if you know laws of attraction, and not if you know affirmations. You can literally make things happen in your life just by speaking them daily and going out and searching them and believing that they're coming to you. That's just how powerful it is. All right. So I want to just focus. This is a group to go through for lots of different training. Go to the file section here. Those of you who said, where's the PDF? It's right here that you can download. Advanced sales training, when you want details, recordings, you want to know the link to get to the next call, whatever, all of that will be here. Let's go to what we were talking about of time management and making sure that y'all get your pens and get ready. Write daily income producing activities. This is the most important thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to spend just a little bit of time on it because this is the most important. So let's go, okay? I'm going to go quickly, but I will repeat things as needed. Number one, I need you to write down, print daily income producing activities. Print this document, print this file, because you need to see it every single day. It should be something that's right there next to your daily planner, right there next to your computer. You know, put it in I put mine in a little, you can laminate it depending on I have mine in 2 separate pages, but I have them in the little things that you can put in a, like if you're doing a binder, like for the kids, you know, we have to stick the paper inside the plastic and then it attaches to the 3-ring binder. But I protect mine because I don't just want to have it as a piece of paper. This is something I have to look at every single day. Daily income activities, getting a calendar and a notebook, setting up your schedule each day so that you can make sure everything gets done, getting organized, set up each hour of your day so that you can get everything done. I do mine every 30 minutes. You want to even put out your, when you're going to stop for a break, when you're going to stop for a lunch break, when you're going to go pick up your child from school. Everything must be on your calendar to where you cannot, you have to say, my life cannot function without this calendar, because this calendar keeps me accountable to making sure that everything I want in life comes true and is possible. Okay, that's how serious this is. These are daily income activities. Join 10 to 12 targeted Facebook groups. So that may take you, I like to do 90% of this from my phone. That might take you all of 10 minutes. Then you need to post in them 10 or 15 groups. If you are a regular poster, you can do that every 4 hours, otherwise morning and evening. You need to follow up with people that you have sent information to. There is a file with follow-up scripts, everything that you need, scripts on how to talk to new people, scripts on what to send to people that personally ask you for information, scripts for you sending people information that have never talked to you. If you want to know how people become millionaires, they do it because they don't sit and just wait for people to come to them and message them and say, hey, what's this opportunity about? They very much share the opportunity. They're active on their Facebook page. They know that their Facebook page is their business card. So they make sure that they're posting positivity. They're putting value out there. If they don't know the value, then they go get it from a book and then they write it down. They fake it till they make it. They go look at a leader's post and say, okay, let me go see what this leader is saying, because I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to set it to see first because I love what this person does. And then I'm going to take some of the things that they use on their page and I'm going to use them on mine. If you're on my team, I've always said, take what you want. I want you to be successful and I want people to see you as a leader before you are one, and as a success story before you may be one. Okay? So there's no excuses to not know how to work your business because the scripts are here. Now I am adding in some, as soon as this call's over, I'm changing up a few things for TRADERA and EXITUS if you're in one of those companies. And then because I just have a great script that I want to change up. Okay. So look at the new scripts tomorrow. All right. So following up with people, once you send them information, remember, if I send you information, if I ask you for information on what you do and you send it to me, if I am actively looking to work online, you are not the first person that I have commented info on. Those of you that have been doing this a long time, whether you've had success or not, how many times do you see where you're working with someone just joined you, maybe a week or two into the company, and you see them asking for information on something else, and they haven't even done anything on their own opportunity. People are like that, but they're also looking to talk to more than one person because they don't know who's going to give them an opportunity that will be a good fit for them. So if you do not follow up with people, I want you to write down, no follow-up equals no money. No follow-up, no money. Don't expect to make money in this business. Do not expect to succeed. Just get out now if you cannot follow up with them. So that is something that takes time out of your day. If you talk to 10 people yesterday, 10 people asked you what you did, and you said hello to them and you chatted, and then you sent your presentation video to them and you didn't hear back, then you do the follow-up script based on what day it is, and you'll have to figure that out. It's very easy. Are you going to send a message that says, hey, hope you're doing well. We spoke yesterday. Just wanted to follow up and see if you had checked out that 8-minute video. That would be an example of a follow-up of someone that you've sent information to, but you haven't heard back. Or are you going to send a message, say, hey, we've been chit-chatting, whatever. Hope you're having a great day. I always start out with, hey, hope you're having a wonderful day. A smiley emoji. Remember, everything is done through emotions when it comes to sales. So you want to be positive and happy and enthusiastic. You can do it with a voice clip if you want to, but I usually write out my follow-up messages. And it will say, hey, hope you're having a great day. Haven't talked to you in a couple days. Wanted to let you know that exciting things are happening in our opportunity. And I would really love to set a time for us to talk, fill out what your needs are, and see if we have something that would be, you know, that would suit your needs. Or I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head, but I have all these follow-up messages and things. When we're talking about being organized, these are all copy and pasted on my phone. You can't copy and paste from this group unless you're on a computer. When you're doing follow-up messages, I can send 20 follow-up messages in 10 minutes because all you have to do is copy and paste, copy and paste. Boom, you're done. I like to do my follow-up messages really early and really late. If I have to do them during the day, I will, but it's only because people message me like crazy once a certain time starts and a couple hundred messages come in. So it's just get them in when you can, but you got to get your follow-up messages in, okay? You need to follow up with someone, or I'll just tell you this. I'm just going to have to show you because seeing is believing. So I'm going to show you something. And I want you to come back to this group. I'll probably just post it if I can. But I want you to write this down. People join an opportunity between the 8th and the 12th contact. Here we are. Sales statistics. %48% of the people, so half of you are never going to follow up with a prospect. You got to remember this, and I'll tell you, I'll be so honest with you. The girl that I first joined a terrible opportunity with, but I didn't know any better, she followed up with me a lot. And if she hadn't, I never would have joined her. I mean, I wanted to join. I just wasn't ready yet. She would message me, and maybe I was at the grocery store. Maybe I was eating dinner. Maybe I was working, because that's back when I had a job. Maybe I was just didn't want to answer right then because I didn't want to have to talk about it. Now I have a whole nother respect for salespeople that work online now, because I understand that, you know, people do not like it when you won't at least respond, which is why we always do a call to action in our responses. But I'm telling you that the people that you want to work with, they want to work with you too. You just don't know if you don't message them back. If they read it and leave you on red, like the iPhone users have, you know, when y'all text message people, what the kids say, left me on red. I was like, what is that? But that doesn't mean that they don't want to talk to you. Okay? That just means that they're not available right then. So half of you will never follow up. 25% of the people that make a second contact, they stop. So 1 out of 4 of you are going to make a contact, but then you're going to stop because you're going to feel rejected, right? Get over it. You have to get over it. 12% of the people, goodness gracious, these numbers get bad, don't they? They only make 3 and stop. Only 1 out of 10 of you, so that, gosh, we've got like 50 people, 5 of you on this call, statistically. Hopefully this will change because you're hearing it from me today. Only 1 out of 10 people make more than 3 contacts. Now let's focus on the important part. 2% of the sales are made on the first contact, 3 on the second, 5 on the third, 10%. So less than 10% are made on the first, second, third, or fourth contact. 80% of the sales, so 80% of the people who join businesses join on the 5th to the 12th contact. Yes, I want you to reach out 12 times. Those of you in Exodus Elite, we have an autoresponders that go out for like 3 weeks. It's a 3-week out thing. Why? Because we know that it takes time for people to make decisions. 80% of your sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to have a full-on conversation 8 to 12 times. Please know that. That's just a contact. That's just trying to get in front of someone that's busy, that really wants to start. Maybe they're not even going to tell you that they don't have the money. You know how many people don't tell people about money? They just don't. They just don't want to either be embarrassed to say, hey, I don't have the money right now. Do you know how much you and I would love for people to say that to us? We would love for people to say, okay, I just don't have the money. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that. When will you have the money? And I'll put you on my calendar and we will talk then. But you have to understand that these people, your contacts that you're going to be making with them, are not going to be long drawn out talking about the same thing over and over. 5 contacts could be you just reaching out and not hearing back. You know, so you must understand those rules. Those rules of sales, statistics, and follow-ups have been with everything in my life. Every business opportunity, okay? So you have to follow up. I don't know if y'all do this in, I don't even think we do this in Exodus, but there is a Facebook chat where you want to get your post juiced. You can get with your team if you don't have a Facebook group for this and be like, hey, look, you know, give me some love on my post and I'll give you some back to yours. Post about your business opportunity twice a day, morning and the evening. So on your calendar, I usually would say, I like to do a good morning post as early as possible, and then be sure and reply back and forth to those people that comment. And then it's going to set your algorithms with Facebook for the day. I say, okay, Adriana, Christine, James, Marie, they're all messaging back and commenting, not just liking something, but they're commenting, they're talking to each other. Facebook, over any other social media platform, wants to see engagement, not liking, but talking on post, commenting, okay? So get your morning post up, say something positive, wish people a great day. People do business with people that they feel like care about them. And a morning time post does that, okay? Post about the business, I usually would say maybe around 10 a.m. and then you can catch people after dinner. If you've got webinars and different things, then you need to be posting about those. Send direct messages. You've got to set a time to direct message people that have never messaged you. This is your friend list. This is people in your phone. This is people on your Instagram. This is, you know, some people that you don't know on your friends list. There's ways, even though they're on your friends list, there are ways to, sorry, I'm looking at a message from Krista. No, Krista, that's not how I do it. That's not how I've taught my team. That's not how my millionaire colleagues do it. You're constantly engaging. And now it does not have to be the same post all the time. Okay, it can be a post of the $1,000 that you just earned. It can be something of this, it can be something of that. It doesn't need to be the same boring, hey, you know, come join us thing. But Krista, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself because it's hard for me to stop and look at chats.
You answered it, Marie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's the first time I've ever heard that as far as a actual business post twice a day. And I think for me, if I'm just being very real and vulnerable here, it's like sometimes I feel like if I haven't made the money myself yet, that it's almost like when I'm constantly showing other people that are making money, it almost is a reflection of me not having made the money yet. And so, I don't know, that's probably just a thing in my head, but yeah, you answered that.
Krista, that is a fear in your mindset that you've got to get rid of. And I'm glad that you notice that you're able to speak about it. But then you said it's probably in my head. It is all in your head. The most successful entrepreneurs leverage other people's income and their success. You're not, and people like it. Let me tell you all of you this. Even if you have success every single day, even if you have, because some opportunities, we get it in, we get an email, you've made $500, you made $1,000. Tradera, we have new members and ranking pictures that show people's success. The more success you show from other people, and you verbiage it right, meaning you word it to the point where it's not, look at what Adrian did, this is great. Or this is someone that is doing EXITUS or TRADERA and they're doing so good. No, it's check out what one of my team members did. We are all succeeding, blah, 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 blah. You got to be exciting, just exciting and to the point. And I do this all on my Facebook page all the time. Just because I do it with a company that you may not be with, or it may not be the same one I'm doing it with, doesn't mean that you can't learn from it and say, okay, this is how you hype up someone else. I've had so many people come to me, and you may be one that agrees. I would rather see other people's success than just yours, Marie. I already know that you make money. Or I see yours. Even people who don't feel like that. So I kind of want to take that back. But let's say that Christine does not make any money. And I'm sorry, does not make consistent money all the time because she's new, okay? But when she does make money, she'll share about it. She'll post about it. If she will post about other people and say, look at what our team is doing, or look at what my team, we're all one big team. So if you use the right words, don't say, look at what this person did in our company, say my team, say our team. If you verbiage and put the right words, because you have to remember, sales is psychology and it's emotions, and we're going to learn that from Tom Hopkins. But if you word it right, I've had people say, yeah, I'd love to see that other people will post other people's success, because I see yours, that's great, but show me other people on your team that are winning. And that makes sense. If you only see, we've had leaderboards with different companies, and this is not a boastful thing, but I've been at the top of the leaderboards with some of the same people on every single one. So everyone's used to seeing their success. But when we start showing you other people's, it means that much more to them. It just, to your audience, it just does. Okay. And know that people are looking at you every day. That's why we post something about a business morning and evening. If you don't post, someone's gonna be like, well, why didn't she post today? Why didn't she say something? Or why didn't he say something? Those of you that need to post things to your story, get them on your story. People love looking at stories now. That's why Facebook added it. That's ranking members and things for TRADERA. Yeah, people click through stories now. That's just the new thing. Facebook wouldn't have added it if that's not what they knew would come. All right, send a minimum of 15 to 20 direct messages a day. If you want to have success, if you want to become a millionaire, if you'd like to earn $10,000 between now and Christmas, then you reach out to people before they reach out to you. They may never reach out to you. You have to go after people. That's what millionaire mindset of every millionaire reaches that level, not because they post so many great postings of income, but because they reach out to people and they aren't saying, hey, buddy, look at how much money I made today. You want to talk? No, this is a very professional way. I've got the scripts. I'm going to do a couple things I need to edit, but you'll have a script of what to say to people so that you can reach out to them. If you want faster success, you have to do more. I do at least 10 per hour. Facebook, you know, they don't like you direct messaging people too much. They don't like you commenting on too many things at once. But sometimes I'll do it until Facebook will tell me to stop. It's like, depends on how busy my day is. I may do 25 or 30 if Facebook will let me. But 10 an hour or more, 10 every few hours, however you want to do it. Plan your day each day and make sure that you know where you are with your goals, okay? What was your goal for today? Do I need to, in order to hit 10,000 by Christmas, what do I need to make every single day if I'm going to work 5 days a week? You got to break that plan down into that goal into a smaller plan, or else it won't come true. I mean, it's not going to be attainable, because then you'll be like, well, I'm doing some stuff every day. No, I cannot go to sleep until I've done this, this, or this, or I will not hit my goal. Okay. One thing I want to tell you about this that's really, really important about doing direct messages, because I know that those are intimidating to people. Like, Marie, you want me to reach out to someone, even if they're on my friend list. If you're like me, you know, I'm constantly trying to declutter my friend list, because I was taught that by a millionaire. Eliminate 100 friends a day, add 100 more. Obviously not add 100 in a day, but because Facebook doesn't let us do that much either. But add 10 or 15 a day till you fill back up to 5,000. You want to get up to 5,000 friends as fast as possible. But when I first started this business, so years and years and years and years ago, I didn't care who I added to my friend list, because I didn't know the value of a friend. Okay. So these are maybe people that are on your friend list because you went to high school with them. How many of us did that when we first joined Facebook? You got to go back and be like, who did I add? You know, I wanted friends on Facebook. So when I first set my Facebook page up, you probably added friends, high school people, family members. And then when you first started working online, you probably didn't care and were not very selective with your friend list. I want you to go at this time, since we know millions of people are working online because of COVID. Yeah, I'm messaging people I went to high school with. Yep, I'm doing it. Have I ever done it before? Nope. Was it a get out of your comfort zone and get over yourself, Marie? It's COVID. I had COVID as my excuse. I mean, but let me tell you something. Do you know how many people have been responsive? Probably 25%. And that is huge. That's why I'm trying to tell you that reaching out to people in your phone, contacts, in your friend list, even if they are your friends and they do not work online. You don't have to reach out to people who already work online when you're direct messaging people, because COVID. So if you've ever wanted a reason to say, get over yourself and send messages, Marie, get over yourself and message those people you went to high school with, message the ones that you hop over their Facebook page real quick and you see that they have an 8-to-5 job. You message them anyway, because every single person out there that you want to work with, the ones that say no, you don't want to work with them anyway. So just forget it and move on. But the ones out there, people realize I need a backup income. No, I'm not married to my job. I know I have 5 friends that work from home and travel all the time. Gosh, I'd love to find a way to get out of my rut. Yes, I live paycheck to paycheck. What can you do to help me? Oh my goodness, thank you so much for reaching out to me. You have no idea how powerful you can be in someone's life by sending them a direct message that you're terrified of sending. But guess what? If you do it the right way, you will look extremely professional and you will get a lot better response that you want, that you desire, because you're already afraid to do it. The feedback that you get from them is going to be that much stronger. And this is the mindset I want you to have. I want you to imagine being a stewardess on an airplane. What is the job of a stewardess or a flight attendant? Their job is to get, during the flight, lots of things, but the thing that almost every stewardess flight attendant does is they offer beverages and a snack. through the main cabins, okay? When the flight attendant gets to work that day, she couldn't care less how many people are going to want something to drink, or the peanuts, or I don't do peanuts anymore. It drives me crazy because of allergies, but I don't remember there being this huge lawsuit when they stopped doing peanuts in this past year. But whatever they're giving out, if they don't empty that box of pretzels, they'll just wait for the next person, the next group of people. If nobody's hungry at 5 a.m., I do a lot of early flying so I can get where I'm going and have the day. Probably no one wants anything. They just want you to leave them alone. But guess what? The flight attendant doesn't care. She's still going to go through. She's going to look. Now, if it looks like you're sleeping, she may not bother you. But if your eyes are open, she's still going to ask. So a flight attendant is going to start going down the aisle. She knows who she has to reach, and she knows who the other flight attendant that's helping her has to do. But guess what they do first? I like to sit in the back of the plane. They open cans of soda, juice, whatever, before they ever come and ask us. They're already setting up because they know they're going to have success getting rid of those drinks. And guys, you need to get this as a mindset tool. When I first heard this presented to me, I'll never forget it. Now, this is not on my list to talk to you about tonight, but this flight attendant example of mindset is critical to you developing it so that you can be successful. So I start, let's say Glenda. Glenda is the flight attendant. She goes through and she asked, would you like something to drink? No. Would you like something to drink? Yes, Coke. Would you like something to drink? No. Then she does it over and over and over and over and over. She doesn't care who says yes and who says no. Even though they've opened about 30 cans of the most popular kinds of drinks, probably Diet Coke, Coke, Sprite, different things like that. They've already made their pot of coffee. That pot of coffee isn't going in the trash. Those drinks aren't going to end up in the trash because no one used them. But the flight attendant's job is just to go through and collect answers. That's it. I want you to go through and collect answers. I don't want you to worry about the outcome of that answer, because if I say no to Glenda, I don't want your snacks, I don't want anything to drink, I just want you to leave me alone. And I say that funny, but if I say no, it doesn't matter. She's still got more people waiting that want to say yes to her. They can't wait till they get something to drink. They're so thirsty and they're starving because they didn't get breakfast before they ran out to catch their flight. So what you have to do is you have to treat reaching out to people directly as being a flight attendant. I want you to open up those beverages. I want you to brew the coffee and know that you're going to go and you're going to get it done. You're going to collect decisions. I want you to write it down in all caps. You are going to collect decisions. If they say yes, great. You'll have steps of what to do after that. But if they say no, don't you dare say, well, gosh, I've had 2 no's and nothing's happened. This is the first 2 people I talked to. Or let me tell you this, my goal is to reach out to 10 people at 9 a.m. 8 of them have said no so far. I'm done. This is a numbers game. If you don't know this in sales, this is a numbers game. If you do not realize that, you will fail. So let's say I had 10 people that I needed to reach out to, and only 2 of them were going to say yes. Some of y'all, and including myself, some of us, we get the yeses in the beginning, or we may get 1 in the beginning and 1 in the middle, or 1 in the beginning and 1 at the end. But if we will never get the 2 that we're going to get, if we do not ask 10 people, we have to ask them all. And I used to be a sales manager with John Hancock back when I was doing insurance and investment sales. And I would try to teach this to people. This was back when we were cold calling. Now you could use your referrals and stuff if you knew people, but the company would purchase cold call lists. This doesn't get any worse than that. At least when you do direct messages, people can kind of see your face. I'm talking cold calling someone who's never heard of you and they don't want to talk to you, period. They hate people like us. So you had to get really creative and make your personality one that they would not hang up on. But what I would try to teach everyone is to learn your numbers, because it is a numbers game. So every morning in our sales meetings, we would have you put your numbers on the board. How many people did you call? How many people answered? How many appointments did you set? And how many, policies had you sold for that day? Okay. How many what had you done for that day as far as productivity? So some people would have to call 200 people just to get 2 yeses. You know why they had to call so many people? Because they didn't know how to do it. They weren't very good at it, because most people aren't. Okay. But they also didn't have scripts. We didn't have scripts. I mean, I just would be like, I'm bringing the sunshine. Just want to know if you're going to be home Tuesday at 9 Tuesday morning. I'm bringing the sunshine with me, Mrs. Jones. I mean, it was, you just either had the personality or you didn't. Unfortunately, there were no scripts. You've got scripts. So if you follow them exact, I'm not giving you scripts from anybody except what millionaires have used to earn millions of dollars. But you must understand that some people can talk to 10 people and get 5 appointments. As you do it, the more you do it, the better you will get. But you must do direct messages, and you must be that flight attendant that her job is paid for. And that's what you have to look at. If I gave you $10 for every person that said no, how many times would you reach out to people? Even if I said I'll give you $100 for every no, would you call 50 people or message 50 people or text 50 people? Yes, of course you would. I'm telling you that because your no's, you have to go through no's to get to the yeses, and the yeses is your income, right? So if you're selling a product for $1,000 and you talk to 9 people that say no, the 10th one says yes, that's 10 people at $100 that I needed you to talk to get that yes. We can't talk about this all night, but I cannot tell you how critical it is that you understand the concept that if you're not getting no's, you will never have success. All right, plan your day. We talked about that. Plug in and tune in to as many trainings and updates as possible. If you're not plugged in, you can be the most successful minded person. You can say, Maria, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this much money. I'm going to do all these exciting things. If you want that, that's good, but you got to plug in. Okay. If you see me doing trainings, plug in. It doesn't matter if you're not on my team or not. I'm always training on how to succeed in business. Doesn't matter if we're not even in the same company. This group is full of trainings under the team training recordings on on some of the things that we're talking about right now. Okay, so commit to yourself to dive into books, to dive into training, stay plugged in with your leaders, find leaders to follow, set to see first. Use the closing script if you're experienced, guys. After they watch the video, if not, you've got to get people in your upline in a group chat. Okay, you can go to the file and see how to do a professional group chat. Whatever business you're working in, whoever's team you're on, y'all know you have people that can help you. Get your sponsors or leaders in a group chat after they've watched the presentation. This is so important. Don't try to even ask a leader to help you until the client has watched the presentation, because we need them to know what we're going to try to get them emotionally involved with, right? And I know for me, I'm just going to tell them to go watch it and message me back. So y'all might as well do it if I'm helping you, okay? And this is also true. This is something that you'll hear leaders talk about all the time. If you try to answer things on your own, you're going to fail, guaranteed. Even if someone says, well, how much does it cost? You can say $99 with Tradera. You can say 100, 250, 500,000 with Exodus. But what happens is that if you start answering a small question, they're going to start asking more. And if you don't know how to close people, and which means you also don't know how to talk to them. You don't know how to explain the business. You don't know how to emotionally get them involved, because that you'll never know how to do that until you hear it done, until you learn it from Tom Hopkins and you hear him tell you and you study it, or you have a sponsor that will help you in chats or help you on three-way calls. Until you hear it, you'll never, ever know how to do it, especially because we're working from behind a computer, okay? Daily methods of operation. You need to be building your friends list actively. I'm sorry, daily. 10 to 15 entrepreneurs a day until you hit 5,000 friends. Once you have 5,000, delete 100 every week and keep replacing them. You can write this down as far as building your friends list. Pages like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, just all these successful public figure pages, whoever you like. If you'll go to their page and then go to the comments, okay, we did this, look, we talked about this the other day. If I went to Tony Robbins' page and I'm going to go to the comments on something that he put up, those are the type of people I want to be friends with. Before, you may be able to find quality people in Facebook work from home groups. So write that down. That's an option. But don't become friends with someone that's advertising something for free, because we don't do free. Nothing's free in life. You're not going to become a millionaire for free. If they don't look professional, don't friend them. Okay. Now, if they're offering things and looks like they're trying to do pretty good, you know, you can friend them. But don't friend people and then message them immediately. Okay. We're building a friend list to get exposure to your page. Your page should be set to public. Unless you have a stalker, set your page to public, because every friend that you add, then their friends will see. And if those people are entrepreneurs, I want all of my entrepreneurs' friends and their friends to see what I'm doing. Okay. Make sure you're getting your posts done. Post proofs of pictures of team members or yourself. This is what we talked about. Leveraging other people's income. You need to create a YouTube channel. We're going to go through this some on sales training. So go ahead and get a YouTube channel created. So that's not going to be in your prime time of working. Setting a YouTube channel, doing things like that, that's something when you're not trying to build and earn money. Okay? So reaching out, sending direct messages is not the same time of the day that we do YouTube. That's something that you do on your downtime, because it can be done at any time, okay? Do Facebook Lives. We're going to learn how to do lives, okay? But you got to practice them. You can actually practice lives and you can set it to private to where you're the only one that can ever see it. Then you can delete it and redo it. But if you don't practice, you'll never be doing lives. When voice clips on Facebook Messenger came out, income quadrupled. When Facebook Lives came out, I mean, it's just crazy. You're talking 10 to 12 people to sign up with your opportunity just from one Facebook Live. Imagine doing them every day. Mid-morning is good, and after dinner hours, maybe, and sometimes around 3 in the afternoon when people that have early morning shifts are getting off. You just have to kind of play with it, really, and announce that you're going to go live when you're going to do it. Do your follow-ups, lifestyle pictures. People want to see that you're a real person. Direct message, call, or text people. 80% of success is showing up, so stay plugged in. Bring value to your page, okay? Value to your page. To-do list, tips for massive success. You need to have this printed, and you need to print it immediately, and you need to be looking at it and working it every single day. I'm going to show you a video So I want y'all to write getting organized, and I'm going to show you how to find it, because I did a very in-depth recording on it. So you're going to come to Team Millionaire and you're going to click on Team Training Recordings. And I'm just going to go ahead and take out Tradera, because other team, it doesn't matter what, we've got people in here on different teams, and these recordings, Tradera may be mentioned, but it's a teaching, okay? So you can go and you know that you can go and take something. If I say, and do this with Tradera, you do the same thing with whatever company you're in, okay? Now, I think it's March 20th, I think, because it was so important. Yeah. Now, some of this is going to talk about a funnel system, okay? And you may not need that. Getting organized for success and fast start steps. Everyone needs this, but this is a very in-depth thing on organization. How to get organized, how to put things on your phone so that you can copy and paste. Some of you need your team members link. Some of you need scripts. Every single one of you needs scripts. And if you are like me and you want to get things done 10 times faster, or you want to get things, if you want to be one of those people that gets things done, a lot more things done than the average person, because being average is not going to take you where you want to go, then you have to be organized. I mean, you can't even start anything in life without getting organized. So one of the things that I mainly focus on in this is how you can use your phone and techniques to put things in certain areas so that they're always accessible at your fingertips. Even when I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm sitting back in my chair on my phone, copy and pasting. When I'm doing follow-up messages, I'm just copy, paste, copy, paste. Do you know how long it takes to have to come to a computer, right click, copy, then you got to go to the person that you want to send the message to, open it up. I could have done, literally I can message 10 people by the time you're done doing one on a computer. So learn how to do it from your phone, okay? But this is how getting organized. You know, there's a lot of things in here that have a lot of value. You know, when you, day one of 21-day breakthrough, there's lots of things that have value in here. If you want to learn canvas pictures and things, we've got Aaron Barbie, the man himself, that did cover photos for your Facebook page. It's really important. Remember that when you start a business, okay, if you want to be seen, hold on, if you want to be seen as a professional, your Facebook page, this is the last one we're going to do, and then we're going to get everybody off of here. I know this has gone a little bit longer than what we anticipated, but I promise all of this is so valuable to your success. What we're going to learn with Tom is completely different than you getting organized, getting structured, and knowing how to do the right things so you can start earning money right away. So I'm going to go one more time. I want you to write this down, the Facebook file. You can look through these and see what you need, but let me tell you something. Go to the one that says your Facebook page, okay? Here it is, Facebook page do's and don'ts. I'm not going to click on it because we're going to get off the line, but we were just in a file and it said where Aaron Barbie will show you how to make pictures for your Facebook. I actually have one in the works right now. I'm using Fiverr. It's a different company, but they're very affordable. But your Facebook page background picture needs to be professional, okay? Me showing you where I went on a vacation not too long ago is not, you know, I change it up sometimes, but that's only because I have not found someone to make me a good photo. And I don't have time to sit down and make my own. I've had some good ones, but I'm like at that point now where I had good ones in the beginning, but as your income increases and your knowledge increases, then your pictures increase. They just get better, okay? Because you want to reach a different type of audience. You want to attract the most people that you can. And having this background photo be done by a professional will increase your sales a lot, okay? And then the, what was I going to tell you? The file about that, how to make sure your Facebook page looks good, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out the call, and we're going to do Q&A, okay? So I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. It has been, it has been a wonderful evening. We ran a little longer than anticipated, but I hope that you got a lot of value from this. There's lots of things to learn, and I could teach you for hours and hours, but we're going to do this again. We're going to start our official sales training. Remember, you will receive a certificate that you have taken the course in how to master the art in selling. You will receive a special book from me as well that will help you tremendously in your life and in your business. So in your personal life and in your business life, in your business success. And that's going to be for anyone that participates in all of our sessions. If you want this, guys, I want to tell you this. I want to tell you today, right now, whether you know it or not, you are a champion. Let me tell you, a champion is unstoppable. They are unbreakable. They are unshakable. They're unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable. When they get knocked down, champions get right back up again and say, try to hit me harder and think that I'm going to go down again. You were born to win. We all have it inside of us, okay? God has given every single one of us gifts, special, special gifts to help people. So if that's your heart, I can't wait to work with you. Looking forward to working with you with this new training and everything that is coming. It's just so, so, so exciting. And I know how amazing it is. I do this every year, and it changes lives. For people that show up and commit to it every single week, this will change your life. Real quickly, I am accepting 6 more spots for private coaching. So if you need that, reach out to me directly. It is $75 an hour for that's half the price of what my normal cost is. But if I'm already working with you in this, if you're a team member of mine, or if you are a part of the sales training, I'm offering it right now for $75. Never done that an hour. Never done that before, but just trying to help as many people as we can. COVID has a, an example. Has a play in that also. So if you need it, reach out to me, and I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Remember, get your vision board and your how-to video ready. We're going to explore those together next Tuesday. So make sure that you hold yourself accountable and get that done. Everyone have a blessed evening, and thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to y'all soon.